So, נתיבות שלום על התורה, ספר בראשית, פרשת חיי שרה, Life of Sarah. ויהיו חיי שרה 100 שנה ו20 שנה ו7 שנים, שני חיי שרה, right? So, Sarah life, two of them, 127 years. You say in this parasha, רבו הדיגידוקים, there are many things here that the details the parasha is mentioning. First, why they counted שני חיי שרה, like two? Why said שני, like two of her lives? And the double, right? Shnei Chayey Sarah. So Chayey, it's already plural. So why Shnei Chayey Sarah? One can say the Shnei is maybe it's the Shanim, but still it's like double and double. And Rashi explained, okay, that both of our years, or all of the years, the one that were divided or segmented, were good, equal for good. But we need to explain. So according to that, what's the reason that the Torah told us, Shekulan Shavim Letova? And we didn't find in other places in the Torah that you're asking about someone's life. And also we can say, when it says that Avraham was mourning Sarah, right? So he was crying, but it said the chaf ktana, the chaf of livkot, like a small one. And the Baal Turim said because he didn't cry so much because she was old. So when somebody old and he passed away, then, you know, it's a natural things in life that people die when they're old. Nobody live forever. But also that needs to be explained because what's the reason the Torah is telling us that? In Rashi, al lispod leSarah, the eulogy or to mourn about Sarah and to cry, he wrote, Nismecha mitat Sarah, that's the death of Sarah. That parsha is close to the parsha of Akedat Yitzchak. Why? Because when she heard about the Akedah, that her son was brought to that place to be slaughtered, and here this is something very, very interesting. וכמעט שלא נשחט, פרחה נשמתה ממנה ומתה. So there are a few opinions here, and I think the Art Scroll, he explained like this way. He said that she heard that he was about to be shecht, and then she died. But Rashi explained that she heard that he was taken for a shechita, but he didn't. And that's why she died. What? He's not qualified? He's not kadosh? Why he was not shecht? And we need to explain why Rashi wrote about that, about lispod leSarah v'likota, about the eulogy and about the crying, that he needs to explain that why the death of Sarah was very close to the Parashat of the Akedah. On the beginning of the Pasuk, V'tamot Sarah, that Sarah died. And also the explanation about Rashi, we need to explain how is it possible that by the Akedah, which was an Isayon, and Hashem commanded Avraham, and Avraham was listening to Hashem, and he took Yitzchak. So how is it possible that something bad, allegedly, came out from that, which means Sarah died? Right? People that are doing mitzvot, they shouldn't see anything bad. Right? And this is from Kohelet. So how is it possible from this holy Nisayon, something bad come out which is died? And furthermore, that Sarah was in a level of prophecy higher than Avraham. As Rashi explained, right, that Hashem told Avraham when she wanted to kick out Ishmael, so Hashem told Avraham, Kol asher tomar elecha Sarah shma b'kol. Anything that Sarah will tell you, do it. So we learned that Avraham was like secondary in the prophecy, in the level. So how can we say that Avraham and Yitzchak passed the test, but Sarah, when she heard about it, she died? Okay, so many questions here. Why Shnei Chayei Sarah? Why double about the years, about her lives? How come she died from hearing about the Akedah, that he almost died, and she died from that, which is a big mitzvah or a big nisayon, and nothing bad should come out from that. And we can explain that. דהיינו מבקשים בתפילה, ועשר שטן מפנינו מאחורינו. So in the tefillah, we have a request to remove the devil in front of us and in from our back, which means there is the front and there is the rear. So the evil inclination is trying hard, very hard to overcome a Jew prior doing a mitzvah, right? Try to prevent us from doing a mitzvah. The evil inclination doesn't want us to do mitzvot or to pass a test, a trial, כמו שהיה אצל אברהם, right? So in ניסיון העקדה, we learn from the Midrashim that the devil was trying to stop Abraham. He came and told him, "You old fool, Hashem promised you that your son Yitzchak is going to inherit you, and now Hashem is telling you to shechtim. It doesn't make sense. No, you're imagining it. Hashem doesn't speak to you. It was something else. You were dreaming. Maybe you're doing drugs. Maybe you became very old. You're imagining things." And then he went to Yitzchak, tried to stop him. And all of the thing, they said that he appeared like a river, and then Abraham was trying to cross the river, and he was about to drown, and then the river dried, etc., etc. So he tried also with Yitzchak to stop him. So that's the devil that is before the mitzvah, or before the nisayon, that is trying to stop us. And then there is the one that's coming after. The evil inclination is trying after the action, after the deed, after the mitzvah, that he wants to take the achievement. But how? Few options here. One, מחשבת ההתנשאות. מחשבת התנשאות, which means גאווה. And the word that, the story that מרן אדמו"ר בעל בית אברהם זכותו יגן לנו, that he talked about the holy brother, הרב הקדוש רבי שמלכה מניקלסבורג, והרב הקדוש רבי פיחס מפרפדם. That when they came for the first time, when they arrived to the Rabbam, to the Rabbi, הקדוש, המגיד הקדוש ממזרית, זכותו יגן לנו, so they came to visit the Magid, and he explained, and he was telling him about the Seder HaAvodah shel Yehudi, about a day-to-day of a Jew that wake up in midnight, and he's doing Tikkun Chatzot with all the kavanot, and then he learned, and then he was like counting everything that he was learning. He was learning Nigle, right, like Pshat, he was learning Torah, he was learning Kabbalah, and then how he prepared for the davening, and the davening itself, and how he climbed from one world to another. You know, when you're saying Korbanot, this is Olam HaAsiyah, and then you have the Olam HaYetzirah, and then the Atzilut, which is the higher level, which is actually in Shmoneh Esrei, and then when you're going down, you say Ashrei, Ushaveh Feser Alitzion, so you're climbing, you're going down from the world. And not only that he have a kavana in his thoughts, but actually he in this world, that the Jew that is davening, like he's doing so many things. But then after all of that, after the Tikkun Chatzot, going to mikveh, learning, preparing, davening, climbing from one spiritual world to another, and then he said, but if he have suddenly a thought that coming into his mind that he did something, wow, I'm a great tzaddik, then everything that he did, they make like a ball. You could take a tin foil or something, you crush it, and you make a small ball, and they send it to the depth. And these two brothers were impressed from that, because he was speaking about exactly what they're doing. This is what they need to do every day. They can wake up to Tikkun Chatzot, preparing, davening, etc. So this is the devil that come after, that he trying to trick us and give us this thinking about, wow, what great things we are doing. And from that we can, chas v'chalila, fall to the depth. And according to that, it will be explained. When it says, ve'ilchu yachdav, right? So Abraham is taking Yitzchak and Ishmael and Eliezer. And it says, ve'ilchu yachdav, so they went together. Right, so together first with the servants and Ishmael and Yitzhak, and he says from the Ari Kadosh in the Akedah. So in order to la'akod, which is to tie the midah of Yitzchak, the spiritual level of Yitzchak in Avraham, and the spiritual level of Avraham in Yitzchak, because Avraham was love and kindness, Yitzchak was strength, gevurot, fear. So he need to tie himself together with Yitzchak, these two different levels. And that's why I said, וילכו שניהם יחדיו, that they walk together. The fear and the love walk together. Abraham and Yitzchak. And we can say that about derech avodah, right? So we need to remember that we're learning Hasidut. It's not only the stories, it's how we serving Hashem. That's called derech avodah. So at the beginning it says, ויקח בידו את האש ואת המחלת. So at first it said that he took the fire and the sword, right? And the knife. And then they walked together. אז ידע רק אברהם. So at the time, only Abraham knew what's going on, what's the story, right? Nobody knew what's the story. They're going out to the desert for 3 days. Abraham saw the mountain. Yeah, Yitzchak saw the mountain too. He told Ishmael and Eliezer, okay, wait here with a donkey. And he took the fire, he took the knife, and he's continuing to walk with Yitzchak. But Yitzchak doesn't know what's going on, what's the story here. That he's going to be allegedly shecht, right? So Abraham saw that only with having this midah of Ahava, he couldn't pass the test. As it says from the Baal Shem Tov, and we learned that many times, that from Shamayim they're taking all his levels, all his madrigot. And now let's see how you're dealing with that emotionally by yourself without what you had before. And therefore we needed to take the level, the midah of Yitzchak, which is the gvura, which is the strength. And therefore it said, V'ilchu shneim yachdav, after. That Avraham tied himself, is akad, is mixed himself with the midah of Yitzchak. And this is what it says, Ki ata yadati kireh lo mekah. Right, so in the other nisyonot, we didn't see in the Torah that Hashem is telling us that now he know that that Avraham fearing Hashem. But only after the almost the Akedah, almost the Sheikh, right, that Avraham was about to do that, then Hashem appeared and said, okay, now I know that you're fearing me. Because it's actually Hashem should say, now I see that you love me. Because Avraham was loved, right? That was his midah. But so what's the explanation? The explanation is that the only thing that he could pass this nisayon was from the fact that he tied himself together with Yitzchak, with his midah of fear. So although Avraham, the majority of him is in the level of his ahava, he needed to have something from Yitzchak. And the second time it says, Ve'omar Avraham Elokim, right? So the first time was Ve'elchu shneim yachdav. So they left Ishmael and Eliezer with the donkey and they walked together. And then Avraham, as we just said, tied himself together with Yitzchak with a level of fear. And now they continue. And then suddenly Yitzchak is asking him, Father, can I ask you a question? And Avraham said, yes. Said, okay, here is the fire, here is the knife. Don't you forget something? Where is the sacrifice? And Avraham is telling him, Hashem, we're going to show me the sacrifice. You, my son. Right? It says in the Pasuk, you said there is a natnachta, there is a pause when he's asking him. He said, Hashem, right? Elokim elo selola. Hashem will show him the sacrifice. Bni, my son. And then it says, they walk together. So now, Avraham revealing Yitzchak, like what's going on. So Yitzchak understand that him, with his level of strength, he can beat up Avraham and go away, go back home, right? He was not a child. But he saw that only with this midah of fear by itself or strength, he couldn't overcome that nisayon. And therefore he now tied himself to Avraham, to his father. And that's why the second time he said, Ve'elchu shneim yachdav, that they walk together. Now there is a full agreement between them, between the oked and ikad, between the one who's going to shecht and the one that is agreed to be shechted. And after the Akedah, it says, V'yashov Avraham and Arav, that Avraham returned. And they stood up and they walked together. So now they're walking together. Now Ishmael and Eliezer, Avraham and Yitzchak, they're walking together. Which means, so now one part of the Aser Satan for them, right? So in the davening, we ask Hashem, remove the Satan from the front and from the rear. So now after the Akedah, after the Nisayon, Avraham walked together with the boys, right, with the servant, with the Eliezer and Ishmael. Now one part of removing the Satan is fulfilled in front of us, before the mitzvah, before the Nisayon. So now the Satan is trying now to do after, in the rear, in the back, right? So now he's trying to convince Avraham maybe that he did something wrong. And we're facing it every time. Let's say that we give money for tzedakah or for maestro to something, and then chas v'chalila something broke and we need to fix it. We said, oh, why I give the money? That's again the evil inclination is doing something so we will regret the mitzvah. Never, never, ever, ever, doesn't matter what happened, never regret a mitzvah that you did. Never. Because then it's not good. It's going to the Sitra, and this is what it's trying to do to us. After we did the mitzvah, try to make us to regret. So that's why now Avraham walking with the boys, because he doesn't want to have any gaiva. Pniyot v'zechut da'at. He will not be biased and not be gaiva. Oh, look what I did. Wow, I passed the test that nobody did before. And he was afraid from that after the Akedah, because the Satan was trying. And we didn't find it in the other Nisyonot, because the Nisyona Akedah was not only for Avraham Avinu, it was for the entire nation. That's why we are still surviving, because it's in our DNA. And after that divine test that we had, Avraham Avinu was afraid that he will go to wrong places, that he will do something bad after that, whether if it is Gaiva, Zechichut, etc. And that's why it said that he went to the boys in Na'arav, and they tied themselves together. So his Na'arav, Eliezer and Ishmael, were depressed because they understood that something is going on. Avraham is going with Yitzchak, they're going to some place. Of course, they knew that Hashem was talking to Avraham, and instead of being partner and instead of going together, he left them with a donkey. Anyone would be depressed, right? So such kind of a divine event is happening like nearby, and they left out. So, and they stayed to sit over there, and they were very depressed in Dikaon, as it says. Ima Hamor, with the donkey. So the heart was broken. So now Avraham is actually tied himself with them, so he will be also not depressed, chas v'chalila, but humble, to be humble. And if we didn't have the doubt, right, that now, now we can understand what's the story about the parasha of the death of Sarah that was very close to the attached to this parasha of the Akedah. So after the Satan saw that Avraham Avinu was overcoming not only the Akedah, which he was trying to stop him before, but also after the Akedah, after the Nisan, that he tried to put Avraham into a Gaiva, he said it didn't work. So now we have a new trick to fail Avraham. Okay, now Satan know that Sarah time has come and she should pass away. So he manipulated everything that just before she died, somebody will tell her that her son was about to be sheikh and he wasn't. And then she died. Not from that announcement, but just because she was about to die anyway. But he wanted the whole world to think, and also Abraham to think, that she died because of that news that she was hearing. To confuse Abraham Avinu, that he should be worried and regret about what he did. And he would be wondering about the good thing that he did. Maybe I didn't do such a good thing. Maybe I shouldn't do it. But truly, she was supposed to die, because her life, that's it, completed. And this is what the Torah wrote, that her life was 127 years. And it was counted, Shnechaya, which means these are the years of her life, which means that was quoted. The kefel omro, and when it's double, it said Shnechaya Sarah, to emphasize that these are the years that were quoted for her, and not even one moment more. As I just said, עד שלא שקעה השמשה של שרה, זרחה השמשה של רבקה. So there is a concept that said that אין מלכות נוגעת במלכות אחרת כחוט השרה. That one kingdom cannot touch even a hair of another kingdom. So Sarah, she couldn't be alive when Rivka was alive. That's it. She needed to clear the way. And that's why she died at the time. But the Satan was timing it for that moment, so it looked like she was dying from the Besora, but the Akedah. And Avraham Avinu will regret that, and he will be very sad. And that's why, now we return to another question, he cried, but not too much. Only as you cry about older people that die, and not crying about a disaster that happened to a person when he's still young. Because he understood that she was supposed to die. And that she died not because of the news about the Akedah. And the Torah is teaching us that, again, we have the Satan, Chas v'Chalila, in front and after in our life, right? When we're trying to do something good, he's trying to stop us. And after we did it, he's trying to trick us. And the Torah, this is what it's teaching us. Don't fall for that trap. Don't regret. Don't be depressed about something that you did. If we did good, that's it. And things that happen, it's not because of we did good, it's because they're supposed to happen, nothing to do with that. And that's Hashem's will. And we can explain also that when it says in Tehillim, Matzil ani mechazak meno, right? So we're saying it in Nishmat Kol Chai, when we're davening, toward the end of it, it says that Hashem is saving a poor person from someone that is stronger than him. Ve'ani ve'evion megozelo. So you say, what is ani? En ani ela bedat, the brain, right? So poverty, it's in the brain. No, not poverty in the brain that, I'm happy with what I have. But when we have wisdom, we have the Torah in our brain, that's not poverty, that's wealth. But when we don't have the Torah in our brain, that's poverty. And Hashem is saving the poor from someone that is stronger than him, which is the evil inclination. And he's saving him so he will be able to stand and pass the nisyonot and the desire, etc. And what is ani ve'evion migozelo? So Hashem first saved the poor person. This is before the nisayon, or before the mitzvah, that the evil inclination is trying to stop us. And ani ve'evion migozelo, from the robber. And who is the robber? Is the evil inclination. And that's after he passed the test, after he did the mitzvah. The evil inclination wanted to steal it from him, what he already achieved. And this is what this parasha about Chayey Sarah is teaching us. That's why the Torah said about the years, or the 2 lives, or the years that were quoted to Sarah. Don't think that she died because of the news about the Akedah. And Avraham Avinu tied himself with Yitzchak, which is the level of strength, because just love is not good enough to do what he was supposed to do, to shech his own son. And Yitzchak, he wanted to be part of it. He agreed. And that's why he said, V'elchu shneim yardav. So the shneim yardav, there is a shneim yardav first and the shneim yardav after. So the shneim yardav first, this is at the beginning, that the evil inclination is trying to stop us from doing a mitzvah. And V'elchu shneim yardav after is after the mitzvah that we did, or the passing the test, that is trying to trick us after. And then Avraham was tied himself with the boys, with the Eliezer and Ishmael, to become humble, because he didn't want to fall into the trap of the gaiva about, wow, what a divine test I had, and I passed it successfully. Thank you very much for listening, and have a great night.